Oh, look, you clicked on the video. An absolute banger, bold move, I tell you. This gem was pulled straight from one of my absolutely legendary live streams, which you could be watching every day, live at 8 p.m. GMT. Well, unless, of course, it's a Sunday or a Wednesday, because, I mean, come on. I'm not a robot or anything. Even I need to recharge my gamer battery and, more importantly, recharge the battery of sarcasm that lies within. Now, be a good little viewer. Smash that like button like it stole your wallet. Drop a comment so the algorithm actually thinks I'm worth subscribing to. And subscribe, because come on, let's face it, you clearly have great taste. And anyway, here's the clip. Oh, no, actually, we will start by telling you today's sponsor. Nobody. You think I have sponsors? I have 540 subscribers. You think I have sponsors? Speaking of only having 540 subscribers, hey, you 82% or so of people who keep coming back and watching videos but not hitting that subscribe button, I implore you to do so. We are on the way to that wonderful round number of 1,000 subscribers. Let's jump into Trump, quote unquote, ambushing the South African president, at least according to the New York Post. What I think Trump did here, let me get that opened up here. Brave, hello, Brave, hi. What I think happened here was Trump let him hang himself, and he provided the rope. Take a look-see.
Mr. President, decide what will it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for the President. It's for him. I seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
No, I'd rather answer.
See, I like Trump's look on his face. Like, I'm going to have this guy answer, because I'm going to have him... He's going to stick his tongue so far up Trump's ass, right? That Trump's just going to sit there and enjoy it for a minute.
It will be,
Our President will respond to you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. President.
it will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us on around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump.
That's right. If there was genocide, people in government wouldn't be here. Famous people wouldn't be here. Sure. Okay. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Sure. And look over here. Can you see my cursor? Yes, you can. Look at Elon Musk's face like, you motherfucker, we know you're lying.
I'm listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
So the answer to your question is, I have no answer to your question. Okay.
But, Mr. President, I must say that we have, wait. We have thousands of stories talking about it.
Sure.
And we have documentaries, we have news stories, and that. Is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and excuse me.
I love this part where he's like, oh, it's like, what am I thinking of? Oh yeah, it's like remember like in the old days when Maury had the DNA test to see if the dude's like the dad or not, right? And they're all sitting there, he's like, Mr. President of South Africa, you, sir, are the father of a genocide, and here's the fucking proof.
Excuse me, turn the lights down. Turn the lights down and just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy.
Yes, we can occupy the land if we want to. We can take shit that's not ours. We can take the land that somebody else worked their lives and their asses off for. We can take your stuff because you are the white man.
Land, yes. South African occupy land. That's who we are. Honorable member, want to do, I can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament. Honorable. Yes, honorable member. Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill. Yamasa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa.
That's right. Kill the Boer. Kill the poor, kill the poor, kill the poor, kill everyone that's not us, so we can take their shit.
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a...
That's right. It's just in their own voice. Go after the white man. And of course, this is where they, of course, call this the white genocide conspiracy theory. Even says down here at the bottom here, because it has to tell me how to think and not how to actually look up information for myself. And it quotes on the bottom here, it's probably tiny for you, but I'll read it. From Wikipedia. From Wikipedia. The worst source of information you could ever have, right? Says, the white genocide, white extinction, or white replacement conspiracy, a theory is a white nationalist conspiracy theory that claims, see, it has to say it's a white nationalist conspiracy theory. Not just, it's a conspiracy theory. No. It says it's a white nationalist conspiracy theory. Why does it matter, white nationalist or not? Seems a little, written by a fucktard to me, but I don't know, keep going. It claims there is a deliberate plot to cause the extinction of white people through forced assimilation, mass immigration, or violent genocide. Well, the last 5 years, 4-ish years or whatever, under Joe the cancer-ridden dirtbag Biden, has probably shown some people that might be, at least on the outside, true. But I don't think the mass immigration was trying to replace white people really at all. I think it was trying to bring more people in, give them free shit, and give them the power to vote for the Democratic Party. And just so happens they happen to be, people from, shithole countries, from prisons and things like that may or may not have committed the most violence in the U.S. in decades. But that's no here nor there. Let's go ahead and continue.
Terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness. It's like that.
Let's see. More calling for killing of white people in the country. Whiteness. We are cutting the throat of, well, whiteness too. Kill the poor. Kill the whites.
The farmer. Kill the poor. The farmer.
And you can look over here at the president of South Africa's face. That looked like, oh, fuck, he's got me. He got me. There's nothing I can do about this. He doesn't even have the courtesy. This entire time, he is faced away from that screen. See, this is so he can say, oh, I've never seen this before. Not one time have I ever seen it. But Mr. President, they showed it to you in the White House. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry, I didn't see it then either. That's what he's doing that for.
Shoot to kill. Come on, sir. Kill the poor. The farmer. Kill the poor. The farmer.
Yeah, see, and they thought that telling us that Trump's rallies were racist was going to do something, but yet there's this shit, and all of a sudden, nobody sees it. Nobody sees it because it's done by non-whites. It's done by black people, so, of course, we don't see that when it comes to mainstream media news. No. They see none of that shit whatsoever. Like none. You know?
The future, I'm saying to you, was not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter. They freak out. It sounds like a genocidal
But it
I think that pretty much gets the point across. The rest is just them saying more of the same thing. Kill the whites, kill the poors. We're gonna take the shit that's not ours that we didn't earn, and things like that. But what gets me here is with the New York Post, is Trump ambushes South African president with claims of white genocide. These aren't claims, these are, this shit happened. This shit is happening. And it is, by the highest of all morality, the worst thing to be happening. Killing people because they are not your skin color, no matter what the skin color happens to be on either side. If you are white and killing blacks and Mexican people because they are not your color or lack of color, then you are a dirtbag. You are shit. You are scum of the earth. If you are a black person and believes that this is okay too, you are also the scum of the earth. Okay? There's no... For me, there's no, they have to be whatever color kind of thing. It is just an absolute shithole of a country that is learning that, yeah, I think they fat-vote. I think they fucked around and found out enough. And I think Trump is going to either put a stop to this genocide that's happening in that country, or he's going to say flat out, you know what, we are not helping South Africa in any way, shape, or form. We will take South African refugees because, you know, the majority, or at least all the ones I've seen anyway, have come over and been like, hey, thanks, America. Thanks for giving us a place where we're not going to die. And not expecting anything except for the ability to work and do what they should have been able to do in their own home country. You know, unlike the 98% or so of illegal immigrants in the last 3.5, 4 years who have come into the country just expecting free shit because we give away free shit for no fucking reason. You know, shit like that. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Trump supposedly, quote-unquote, ambushing the South African president on the genocide that happened in his own country. So, let me know what you think about that below in the comments or here in the chat. Let's talk about Sweet Baby Stink for just a second here, shall we? So, Sweet Baby Stink, or Sweet Baby Ink, supposedly may have been started by the Canadian government, which is kind of a wild ride to me. It's a bit weird, but we're going to kind of go with it for a second here, because it doesn't surprise me any, okay? So, according to Gothic Therapy, a YouTube channel, you can kind of, you know, take them with a grain of salt, I guess, you know. I haven't personally watched them, so I cannot tell you if they're believable or not. I can't tell you either way. The bastion of narrative consulting, known for sprinkling its DEI magic dust or shit all over your, well, game library, your favorite games, I guess, might have a bit of a backstory that's a little more convoluted than a Spanish soap opera, than a novella. See, it turns out that the company wasn't just the brainchild of Kim Blair and her friends, her pals, her chums, but enter this guy named Terrence Johnson Roberts, okay? The man who was apparently there on day one and was holding titles like president and director, or vice president, sorry, and director, but then poof, dude, like, just completely vanished, right? You know, he vanished awfully quick, too. It was like he was never supposed to be seen there. And so, but where did all of that shit start, though? Where did it all begin? Because apparently from a single Montreal condo, there were not one, but two companies born on that same very day. And one of them, of course, has kind of faded off into obscurity, while the other one blossomed into Sweet Baby Stink. We know, the one we know all too well. You know, the one where one of their employees tried to cancel someone for making a list on Steam of what games they had their grubby, greedy, DEI-filled little hands in. So, but there's a little catch to this too. There's more about this because some of the autistic people on the internet, thankfully for me, have found, or they're suggesting that Terrence might actually be the son of a former Canadian politician, Terry Huberts, because nothing says trustworthy like potential government ties and a penchant for easing and erasing, or, sorry, I can't speak, or erasing a co-founder from history, huh? Yeah. But, what would be a corporate question? What would make you think something is wrong more than the fact that they can't get their own addresses correctly? It's like the companies didn't spawn from that condo in Montreal. It's like they pulled it up from a GPS. So that's how and where the plot kind of thickens a little bit, other than the fact that the dude was there day one, and vice president and directors or whatever, and went kapoof, and nobody noticed. But both Sweet Baby Inc. and the second company both magically popped into existence on the exact same day, December 11th, 2018, at the same cozy little condo in Montreal. Isn't that quaint? Doesn't that make you feel good inside that two companies can be made the same day, that come from the same place and do the same thing? It's not suspicious in any way, shape, or form, is it? But instead of using the official street number for their HQ, like a regular person would do, the Sweet Baby filings for taxes and whatnot listed the condo unit number as the street number. That's like saying I live at 1231 Vandora Street in Hollywood, California, and that being the street number of the building I live in, but I'm in apartment 3. It makes a whole lot of sense to me, doesn't it? But later on, Kim Blair did obviously update the company's address to a new location with an actual business suite. So either they upgraded from a humble home office to a shiny corporate space, or someone finally figured out how to write down an address from Google Maps. And it's also worth noting too, the address used in some documents leads to a known commercial space for offices, while the other still connects to the original condo that doesn't exist. So, what do you think on this? Do you think that the DEI narrative company is Sweet Baby Inc. or Stink is actually maybe just a government fucktard thing? Or is it something that Kim Blair here, she just started it and was like, oops, I'm a dumbass and can't start a company properly? It could be that too. It could be that too. All right, what else do we have here that we're going to run through? Get rid of tabs. What do I have on here next? Oh, yes. Darth Vader says some stupid shit. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I would call it stupid. I would call it funny as fuck. But let's see here.
Futa furry baddie.
It would probably help too if I turned down the audio. There we go.
Speak plainly, Beaner. I am unfamiliar with this. Pack God. Deadly Vault. Crash out funk. Test my freak indeed. Gay porn. The Thug Shaker. Diddy our blood. A Diddy party? Are you suggesting I have a foot fetish? Hawk tour. Luke shitter. Gay daughter. Skibbity Riz. Do you seek my preference in Yuri or Yaoi? Fucking fags. I am a puppy girl. Skibidi toilets. No balls. You are adopted. Big dildo. Family Guy. Raven team leaders. Gaiat. One's effectiveness in battle is determined by their skill and discipline, not the size of their Gaiat. Your aim is as pathetic as your obsession with Gaiats. Rodent pornography. Futa furry baddies. Speak plainly, Beaner. I am unfamiliar with this. Pack God. Deadly.
Alright. So, people have been able to get the AI Vader to say some, well, like I said before, some odd things. Some things that some people might find a little, maybe racist, a little, sexist, maybe. Things like that. I personally think they're fucking hilarious. That you can get this done when, you know, maybe probably they should have tested that shit out. Because what did they expect to happen? What did they think was going to happen when you gave the public the ability to talk to AI Vader anyway? But that brings me into this article from that Park Place, okay? That has the AI Vader in Fortnite sparks SAG-AFTRA backlash after actors voice the actors' rights, or whatever it said, blah, 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 blah. Alright, we're not going to go over the, James Earl Jones didn't sign off on this. Well, he kind of did. He said that, he signed his rights away so his family could have money after his death. And good on him for thinking about his family toward the end. You know what? I'm not going to say anything about that. But on May 19th, 2025, SAG-AFTRA filed an official unfair labor practices charge against Liama Productions, claiming that the AR Darth Vader violated their union agreement. The union alleges that Epic replaced union voice talent with synthetic speech. Blah, 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 blah. Well, they didn't replace anybody because they hadn't hired anybody to do the Vader voice. You can only replace people if you have them there to replace. And maybe, just maybe, if the people who used to be good at their jobs in the voice acting world were still actually good at their jobs, this wouldn't happen. Maybe if working with the SAG-AFTRA people wasn't known to be such a pain in the ass for companies, they would continue to do so. But that's just my humble opinion on that. Let's keep moving on here anyway. A spokesperson from the union emphasized, I can't talk, that they were not against AI tech. even though that's what they went on strike for. They are against exploitation and the erosion of performers' rights. The complaint is part of a broader fight over AI and how it's been used in entertainment, blah, 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 went on strike, yada, yada, yada. Yes, but they also don't tell you that they also went on strike while demanding that companies sign contracts that say you are only going to use union workers or union voice actors. You cannot hire an independent voice actor once you hire a union actor. That is something that they have kind of slipped in there, but nobody seems to really care about. At least not when it comes to the people in SAG-AFTRA or the union. Because if you're part of the union, why would you not want that to happen? You have a better chance of getting more jobs, don't you? Because, well, you know, hey, if they have to hire us, maybe I'll get lucky and they'll hire me. Maybe I'll get my day in the sun or my money that I am totally worth because I believe I'm worth the money. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, moving on. So now we have, of course, we have Nancy Pelosi saying the quiet part out loud. She has determined, well, we'll let you see it for yourself. Here you go.
This is fiscal engineering to reduce the role of government in the lives of the American people where it is most needed. Where it is most needed. This is Robin Hood in reverse, taking resources from where it is most needed, the people who need it most, and giving it to those who need it less, the billionaires in America. This is shameful and it is a fraud. This is fiscal engineering to reduce the role of government in the lives of the American people.
See, I let that play for a little bit more so you could rehear the words, the lives of government and the American people. To reduce she wants you to have more government in your life. The last thing any American should want is more government in their life. This country was so much better when there wasn't a shitload of government, in your life. This is one of the quiet parts out loud kind of things. This crazy old bat was like, oh, well, you know, you should keep the government in your life because the government does so much for you. Okay. Chatters, watchers of the YouTube playbacks or whatever, can you tell me what the government has really done for you? They steal, they strong arm rob you through your taxes. Because I'm sorry, this the whole no taxation without representation thing is fucking gone because the government does not, especially fucking Democrats, do not represent their people at all. And if you think, oh, well, we'll just take the taxes from the rich people, they already pay the majority of the taxes in this country. Okay? That's just it. They already do. So, no, fuck that shit. But what gets me is how they have gotten so blatant, and they're still so blatant with coming out and saying shit like, the government needs to be in your life more. That is paraphrasing, obviously, but that is what she just said. The government needs to be in the lives of the role of government. Reduce the role of government in the lives of the American people, because she thinks that you need to have government. You need to be under control. You pesky American citizens, you need to be controlled. Controlled. See, this both infuriated me and made me giggle at the same time, because remember, if you're not in control, you are the best thing ever. Okay? All right, let's